Have you noticed the differences between the past and the nowadays society? Throughout the years, innovation makes the world evolve and people are growing along in the process. Values and priorities are changing, among other things. This is important. Today's society reflects in both topics dissatisfaction and family, as the technologies make it easier to complain, to keep in touch with our beloved, and obviously, with the actual COVID situation, the presence of both of the topics is constantly increasing. First of all, it is easier than ever to demonstrate a lack of satisfaction, which brings the topic dissatisfactions to light. With one click, society can express their opinion, and it is way effortless to do it under a username than achieving it in person. In the story The Veil, the parents were shutting down all the electronics, and to demonstrate their disapproval, their kids acted against them by bringing them in the nursery room. They might have dealt with it in a radical way, but they actually did something. However, there are a considerable number of persons who express their thoughts on the internet, like on poor services or literally on everything, without making any initiative or telling it to the right person. People don't need a valid or reasonable point to complain anymore. Second of all, cell phones and social media bring family together more than ever in today's society. When human beings have a thought about a loved one at any time, like if they want to meet with them, like right now, they clearly don't have to send a letter and wait for a month for their answer. People can keep their family close even if it's not the case physically. For instance, in the story Borders, Licia sent postcards to her family to let them know how she was doing. However, today's society can do greater action to keep in touch. Instead of postcards, they can literally see and talk to each other through a screen. And also, throughout the years, there is also a multiple occasion to bring family together, such as Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, and a lot more. Ultimately, the topic family is always present in the society, even if the circumstances are not accommodating. More importantly, since the world is now living in a global pandemic, both dissatisfaction and family stand out from other topics. The Prime Minister François Legault and the Dr. Horacio Arruda are taking decisions that they actually think might be the best for the population. However, people don't miss their chance to criticize them and tell them that they are not satisfied with how they manage the COVID situation. If they allow the population to go back to their normal life, people scream on every roof that they are doing nothing to help the situation, but on the other hand, when they ask to respect new isolation or distanciation rules, the population act as if it is nonsense, they don't follow any of it and start manifestation. Although with isolation, people can realize how important family is for them. Family is a current subject for all the Quebec population and probably for all the entire world. They realize how seeing them and staying at a certain distance without hugging them is genuinely hard. Usually, it is when we're deprived of something that we notice how important it was to us, and this is what is happening with families. People learn to appreciate time they spend with the one they love. In short, if the population were asked to talk about what they've heard on TV, they would also describe the news with those topics. And finally, dissatisfaction and family are topics that are most likely to describe today's society. Technologies obviously make it easier to express their satisfaction because all they need is a keyboard. Also, the global pandemic is an awesome subject to complain about. However, people forget that the virus helps the population to realize how time with the beloved is precious and should not be taken for granted. It should be embraced even if distance separates a family because several solutions are within our reach with today's technologies. And it is clearly recommended to put your dissatisfaction aside and enjoy time with the one you love.